Hey there lovelies! So today I wanted to talk about a topic that I don't think is actually discussed as much as it should be, and that is phases. The reason I want to talk about this topic so much is because so many people treat phases as a taboo thing. Like when people say, oh, you're just going through a phase, they act as though it's such a bad thing that they are. And I don't understand it. So this is going to be less of a rant, I guess, and more of just a topic I'm going to talk about rather than rant about, because I want to give people a bit of advice in this as well, so I wouldn't class it as a full-on rant. So first of all, a lot of people who use the word phase don't actually properly know what it is. They just think, oh, they're going through an emo phase, or oh, their bisexuality is just going to be a phase, without actually properly knowing what it means. A distinct period or stage in a process of change or forming part of something's development. Where in that definition does it say this is a bad thing? Phases are important. Everybody goes through them, even if it's just something small, like being fond of a particular TV show or a video game series. Everybody goes through them. For example, they might have used to love a particular TV show between the ages of 13, 14, and then they may suddenly not like it anymore, which is a phase of liking that. But then there are the bigger phases, which is where people act as though it's a bad thing. And this mainly includes sexuality, gender, and someone's style, which is what I'm going to be talking about most. First, sexuality. If somebody came out as bisexual, and then later said that they were straight or a lesbian, then yes, their bisexuality was a phase, because it was a process of change or someone's development. If somebody was straight, then questioned bisexuality and thought they were bisexual for a period of time, they're still developing as a person because they are trying to learn who they are. So if they came out as straight, they still went through that journey of bisexuality, so yes, it's still a phase. And why is that a bad thing? How is this person going to work out if they are actually straight, if they don't go through the phase of being bi-curious or bisexual? This also applies to people who were originally bisexual and then come out as lesbian. The bisexuality still was a phase before they realised, actually, I'm a lesbian. Whether they use bisexual as a stepping stone, because they think, oh, maybe it'd be easy to be accepted if I am bisexual, so I will come out as bisexual and then see how that gets on. Other people may actually think they are bisexual and then later come out as lesbian. Like, my ex-girlfriend, she, I don't know if she's any different now, but she had thought she was bisexual, and then when she was with me, she realised, actually, I'm a lesbian. Does that mean that her bisexuality was fake? No, of course it does. Does it mean it was a phase? Yes, it does. It's two different things. What people were during that phase wasn't fake, but it was still a phase. I mean, the bloody moon has phases. Does that mean that when the moon is at a particular stage, it's fake? Like, when it comes to gender, I've never really questioned my gender properly. I've only really thought, what would I be like if I was like genderqueer or something? But that's literally it. But a lot of people still do question their gender. Somebody may state that they're genderqueer or non-binary and then later come out as a different gender or still be cis, which is the gender you were assigned at birth. And again, this is not a bad thing because this person is trying to work out themselves. And for people to say that the phase is bad, like, there's also things bad to the sexuality part now. I wish people will stop saying, oh, it's just a phase, as though it's a bad thing. Yes, it may be a phase, but how is that bad? Like, I think people should stop saying it with spite, but I think people should also, when they hear the word phase, shouldn't be insulted straight away, because yes, it may be a phase, but it's not a bad thing if it is. Even something like style, it seems so small, but it's actually a big deal, in my opinion, because somebody's style represents who they are, it brings them confidence, whatever style it is. And I've also had a phase when it comes to my style. I used to be, well, I tried to be punky and like gothic. I just say it's an emo phase. And I was like that for about a year before I started, you know, having a love for cute girly styles and Japanese fashion, which I don't think will be a phase. But the emo phase, I went through it, and you know, I make jokes about it, but generally I don't see it as a bad thing because I was still finding out what I liked. I've been out as bisexual for just over 2 years, I do believe, and so I don't really believe it is a phase. But even if it is, I'm not gonna make a big deal of it. I can't imagine me ever going back to straight, but if I came out as a lesbian, I wouldn't mind. And I certainly wouldn't be assaulted if somebody said, oh, sorry, your bisexuality was a phase, because who cares? This video may seem like me going on about nothing, but I just wanted people to know that if you are going through a phase, or you've been through a phase, it's not a bad thing, and don't let somebody convince you that it is. Because really, phases are just you developing as a person and working out who you are. So I hope you didn't get annoyed at me going on for ages about this, and that I actually helped somebody out there. So until next time.